Our next presenter is Associate Professor Janet Howison. Janet's topic is Valorising WA Waste Streams. Please come up, Janet. Janet's a member of the Food Science and Technology Group at Curtin University. She has worked on multiple post-harvest projects with the seafood industry, including in the areas of supply chain optimisation, new product development, processing innovation, quality and shelf life. Janet is also the project manager of a significant food and beverage sector waste transformation project. Please welcome Janet.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, Josh. How do I make it go forward? Oh, this one. Thank you. Look, thanks. Great to be here. I was just saying to Deb, I feel amongst friends. It was lovely walking in. So congratulations to DPIRD for pulling this together again. I'm going to talk about one CRC project that has been funded. And doesn't that just roll off your tongue as a snappy title? Validating WA food waste opportunities. I was looking at this and thinking, oh, for heaven's sake. But anyway... it's a joint project between the End Food Waste CRC and DPIRD and Curtin. And really, basically, it's about helping SMEs to deal with their food waste issues, or at least give them a framework to be able to start a journey to try and find some, transform their food waste, but at the same time making sure that there's feasibility around it. And we're not only talking technical feasibility, which actually is the easiest thing to deliver. Most things we can do technically, but we're talking about economic feasibility, operational feasibility, and even now regulatory feasibility. So the idea really was to develop a framework tool that small SMEs could use to start their food waste journey and make an informed decision about the action or the intervention. So our objectives are to map the food waste, and that is, there's been a national mapping done, but we really wanted to target it more specifically for WA. We want to develop a tool that is easy to use and fast. What that will look like, we're not quite sure yet. And what we're doing to try and develop the tool is doing case studies. So just quickly on the baseline mapping, the reason we're doing this is because we really wanted to look at impact as well. And by mapping like this, and as we said, through the supply chain, we can pick the sectors where we are most likely to have the most impact. So you can see with this mapping that we've done, fruit, vegetables and pulses or grains are probably the areas in the primary and secondary processing and milk, because that's where this project is focused. It's focused on manufacturing. And we had quite a stringent and, rigorous, I think is the word I'm looking for, expression of interest process to pick our 3 case studies. And we're so lucky to have them. So we have Sweeter Banana, and I know Doriana's in the room, a RTE salad company, Fresh Frontier. I'm not sure if anyone's here from Fresh Frontier. And then an oat processor. And again, this was based on impact and a lot of other features. So here's our process. First of all, agree the scope. That's really important because this is only focused on manufacturing. But not only that, in your process, is there one particular line that you want to focus on? So agreeing the scope at the beginning is really important. Then we map, and I just love mapping. You can map anything, it's a really cool thing. So you can map waste, I'm mapping plastics at the moment, you can map emissions. So we map, collect data. Collecting data, sometimes people already have that data of their waste, but sometimes they've got to collect it themselves. So that varies depending on the company. Then we do the data analysis and try and work out how much waste is being produced by this company. And we hotspot the areas where the waste is, where the greatest waste is being produced. Then, from our point of view, we do a very detailed literature review and come up with a series of interventions based on the hotspot. We work with the industry to develop their priority interventions, and then we test them. And then, as I said, this evaluation, this technical, operational, economic, and we're also looking at the emissions. Just an example of mapping. This is Sweeter Banana. Actually, I had a simpler one. It's pretty cool. But, we would focus on one area of this, and you can map really simply if you want to, but it just shows what's happening where and probably what sort of volumes are going through where and where's it ending up. So, mapping can be, simple or... And it's not even right yet, Doriana, is it? We've still got to make a few changes. But anyway, thought it might impress everyone. So this is the data collection. This is the example when we worked with Fresh Frontiers. So they decided they wanted to focus on 6 of their ingredients. So we actually got them an hour, I think it was an hour once a week for 10 weeks to actually save all the waste and weigh it so that we could get an estimation. So what we do, we look at food waste proportionally, so you can see here the percent that is actually discarded. We look at it in the total volume, and also, I haven't got slides, but we look at the value. What's the value of that waste when you look at how much it costs you to buy? So as I said, you can either use existing data or, thanks Josh, or we can sort out ways for you to collect the data if you want to. And these measurements will guide our food waste interventions that we come up with. So this is an example of the data analysis. So you can see the one on the left is a salad company, and we immediately see the lettuce is a hotspot for them from our calculations. But the others are there as well. The bananas that we've done with sweetened banana, the peduncles are a major waste stream. Took me a long time to work out what they are, but I know now. That's what they hang off. But, is that really food waste? I mean, we're looking at some interventions, but really the focus for us is on those edible bananas that aren't fit for market. But you can get your data. You can work out your tonnages, how much is happening every year. Then for our developing interventions, there's so many different hierarchies like this, but I think they basically all say the same thing. So we're really trying to focus up in that avoid area. And when I first started working in this area, for me it was all about new product development. But what I have realised is there's lots of other stuff you can do. Your procurement practices, your processing. So, supply chain management and adapting processes as important in us developing interventions as new products. And then down in the recycle, we do look at composting, anaerobic digestion. So we try and come up with a list of interventions for our companies based on a literature review and consultation, and we try and give a timeline. So here's an example of the types of list of interventions we came up with for the salad company, like there's different ways of slicing your capsicums. The lettuce issue is often about grit. Can you wash it better? Can you procure from someone that doesn't have so much grit in the lettuce? We did have a few new products. So this is the sort of interventions we came up with. Part of the listing the interventions is we would do this sort of market survey of similar markets around the product. So this is the work we've done with Sweden about freeze-dried powder or banana puree, so that we get a sense of what the cost would be or what the price would be. So this is part of our developing the interventions. And if you've got a really good industry partner like Doriana, we have this big list of interventions that we come up with. And then this is part of the consultation. So we went through all these different interventions that we'd suggested, and some of them are already being done, or some of them aren't appropriate, or some of them won't be economic, we can say straight away. And then the next stage for us is testing the interventions, and this is the work we would do in the lab. So we can really optimise that product that's being developed once we've agreed which is the priority intervention. And then we do our evaluation. So that's our framework. That's how we're doing it with our case studies. Just the idea of the project is to develop a framework or a tool that small businesses can probably go into. So I just wanted to let you know these are the type, for each of those steps of our process, these are the type of tools that we're developing which can be made available to the companies. And we had 3, and we would really like to do a few more. So if you're interested in being a company that takes part in this project with us, there's a, what they call QR code. You can just, it's like I haven't done that Wover thing either. Anyway, that's the end. Thanks.